I want you to step off that bridge and just get your bearings and look down at your feet. And as you're looking down at your feet, knowing that you can see things clearly, do you have anything on your feet there? Just feel that past life getting stronger and stronger. Feel the sensations and the vibrations now as you begin to take on board that life. And as you look down, can you tell me what kind of ground that you're on?
Grass.
It's what, sorry?
Grass.
It's grass. And as you're looking down at your feet, do you have anything on your feet at all?
No, I'm barefoot.
You're barefoot. Very good. And now what I want you to do is, I want you to look at your hands and how you're dressed, and I want you to feel the top of your head to see if you're wearing anything, and describe to me, what do you imagine that you're wearing there?
My hair feels like it's got braids in it. And I don't feel like I'm wearing much clothing. Like I feel like I'm wearing like an animal skin or something.
You're wearing an animal skin. And I want you to connect with the energy of that body there and tell me, how old do you think you are? Just see a number come to mind.
20.
You're 20?
Yeah.
And now what I want you to do is I want you to glance to the right and the left and allow that scene to play out, and describe your landscape to me. Whereabouts do you sense that you are?
I feel like I'm in a forest or a jungle.
And as you're looking around, do you notice any others, or do you sense that there are others around? Or on your own?
No, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm lost.
You're lost?
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get there? Just rewind that scene. And tell me, how did you get there into this forest, in this jungle? What happened?
I feel like I was banished.
You were banished. Well, I want to go now backwards in time to that scene where you sense that you were banished, totally detached from any pain, fear or emotion. And the more I talk, the stronger that scene will unfold in front of you. And describe to me what was happening. So you're 20 years old. What did people call you in that life?
Anushka.
Anushka. Anushka, see that scene now, just before you were banished, and describe to me what was happening there.
People took over the village.
Oh, people took over the village. And so
there was a fight.
And there was a fight. And did you...
everyone had to run.
Everyone ran. And is that what you did? You just ran away on your own?
Yeah.
So where do you think the others are?
I don't know.
I want you to take a look at your hands and your skin and tell me, what colour are you?
hand, but my hands feel rough.
Mm-hmm. So this forest that you're in, are you familiar with this forest, Anushka?
No, it feels like it's on the other side where I shouldn't be. Like it's somewhere that I shouldn't have gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want you to follow that scene now. See yourself walking around that jungle or that forest. And as you're connecting with that ground, you'll be able to tell me what country you're in. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I want to say like Persia or somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say country.
Yeah.
It's like all one.
Mm-hmm. And now what I want to do is I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, you'll just see the image of some numbers come to mind, and that will be the year that this story unfolds. So when you're ready, 3, 2 and 1. What numbers do you see?
3,000.
3,000. Mm-hmm. So tell me, Anushka, do you find your villagers and the people eventually?
No, I feel like I go deeper into the jungle, and then I feel scared. Like I feel like something bad happens.
Mm-hmm. So go to that space now. Go to that time. Go drifting and floating forward in the same timeline, totally detached. And describe to me what happens in the jungle there.
I feel like I get captured, like I get caught or someone finds me.
Mm-hmm. Who is it that finds you? Is it a male or a female?
Men.
It's men. Mm-hmm. And are these the men that you run away from?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So what do these men do with you? Do they take you somewhere? Or do they just leave you where you are?
No, they take me somewhere.
See where they're taking you now. Just follow that scene to wherever it is that they're taking you. And I want you to be there now. What kind of place is it?
I can see a fire. I'm like sat round a fire,
Mm-hmm.
and there's tents. Like there's like teepee tents everywhere, and the ground's different. It's like sand, like dirt.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And are you around this fire with the men?
I can see the fire. I feel like I'm being led past the fire into a tent,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like I can't use my hands. But my hands are tied.
Your hands are tied. Mm-hmm. So go into that tent now, just as an observer of that scene. Are you on your own in that tent?
No, there's a man, and then there's like other men that seem like guards.
Okay. There's man and gods. And what does this man want with you? See that man in front of you and describe him to me.
He's got dark hair. It's almost like he's sitting on a throne. There's like lots of animal skins everywhere around him. Like he's almost sitting on a throne of animal skins.
Yeah.
And I'm on my knees, still with like two guards next to me. My hands still tied behind my back.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to telepathically communicate with him. Ask him what he wants with you.
He wants to keep me here.
Mm-hmm. And what do you say?
asked why.
What was the answer?
He says he wants a wife.
How do you feel about that, Anushka?
It doesn't make me feel good. I feel restricted. I feel like my life is being taken from me.
Well, I want you to look into this man's eyes, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. And as you connect with those eyes, you know you can go even deeper and deeper into those eyes, right to the very soul, where you can telepathically communicate. And as you look into the eyes being the windows to the soul, you'll know whether you recognise the soul there. Is that person in your life today, or has been?
Has been.
Who is he?
My ex.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the same eyes, that kind of eyes.
So what I want you to do now, Anushka, I want you to close that scene just as if you were flicking a switch of a remote control, and just allow your mind to go drifting and floating forward. And I want you to stay in the same timeline, going forward in this life to another important, significant time when something is happening. So let's go, closing that scene, drifting and floating forward on the sound of my voice, knowing that you're going to go to another significant time in that life, or another life, drifting and floating. And I want you to be there now. How old do you feel now, Anushka?
6.
You're 6. Sense your body there and tell me, are you male or female?
I think male.
You're male. Look around and tell me where you are. Just glance around, and the more I talk, the more illuminated that scene will come in front of you now. So you can describe to me, what do you sense?
I feel like I'm in ancient Greece or ancient Rome, and there's quite a lot of brick, and I'm in a robe, but I feel really happy and I'm running around everywhere.
You're in a robe. What colour is that robe there?
White.
It's white. What do they call you in that life? Hear your name being called.
Samuel.
Daniel?
Samuel.
Samuel. Samuel. What I want you to do is I want you to walk around this place and describe it to me. You say you're in ancient Greece or Rome. Describe where you are. Are you out in the wilderness, or are you in somewhere?
No, I feel like I'm in. It's like a castle. Like it feels like a built city. It feels like a city. And
So
it's really warm. It's really hot.
So you're in the city grounds. And what are you doing there, Samuel? Are you working or are you playing?
Playing.
You're playing. Are you playing on your own there, Samuel? Just get a sense.
I feel like I'm playing with my friends. Like we're running. Or playing like hide and seek or something.
Yeah, very good. So this is a good life for you, Samuel?
Yeah, I feel really happy.
Well, now Samuel, what I want you to do is I want you to take me to your family. I want you to take me where you live with your family. So as I continue to talk, with that thought in mind, I want you to travel with your mind to visit your family drifting and floating forward in that scene now until you're in front of them. And describe to me, do you have a mother and father in that life, Samuel?
Yes, I've got both.
Mm-hmm.
My mum has blonde hair.
Yeah.
She looks like a goddess. Like she's covered in gold, and she's got white. She's got a white robe as well, white and gold.
And I want you to connect with your mother. Go and hold her hand so that you can feel her vibration and her energy. And as you look into her eyes, you'll be able to connect with that soul and tell me, is that mother working with you today in this life?
No.
No. And what about your father in that life? See your father in front of you. He's not here either. Mm-hmm. Do you have any brothers or sisters in that life?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So describe them to me.
There's 4. And I've got another brother that's got dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
And brown eyes.
Who does he remind you of in this life?
Of my friend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what about those other brothers and sisters that you have there? I want you to glance over and see their images and see if any of those you have connections with today.
I've got a sister that also feels like my friend from today.
Mm-hmm. So you're working a lot.
And the other...
Yeah?
Yeah, the other 2 seem quite distant. Like, they don't seem... It's like I'm not as close with them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Samuel, if you're 6, tell me a little bit more about this city. You say you're in Rome or Greece. I want you now to tell me the year that this journey is unfolding in. See a number come to mind and tell me, what year is it there?
See 555.
555. Mm-hmm. And what do your mother and father do there? You say your mother is dressed like a goddess. What does she do?
She doesn't work. It feels like we own the city.
You own the city. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do now, I want you to close that scene now. We've got all that information. And I want you to travel forward in that life to another time in Samuel's journey where something important is happening. So let's close that scene now and just feel yourself drifting and floating from that time now down your timeline. Feel yourself connecting stronger and stronger to another time when something is happening. Be there now. How old do you feel now, Samuel?
I feel like I'm a teenager, like 16.
Mm-hmm. So look around and describe to me, why have you brought me to this scene? What's happening?
It feels quite dark and cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm wearing like Victorian clothing.
Victorian clothing. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that you've changed bodies, or is it the same life?
No, I feel like I've changed bodies.
Mm-hmm. So do you feel that you're inside or outside?
Outside.
Uh-huh. So describe to me what you're doing there outside.
Feels like I'm just standing in the street, like it's a cobbled street.
Mm-hmm. You're standing in the cobbled street. And tell me, you'll just have a sense. Are you male or female?
Female.
You're female. So what are you doing in that street? Are you going somewhere or coming from somewhere?
It feels like I've just stepped out into the street because there's a lot of commotion. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Feels like everyone's rushing.
Well, I want you to connect with that and tell me what's going on exactly.
Feels like people congregating to like go to like an event, like they're rushing to get to something.
Mm-hmm. So is it a celebration?
No, it feels like it doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm. What year is it there?
It feels like Victorian times.
Mm-hmm. And
there's no light. There's just like flames, like people are holding torches.
Torches. Mm-hmm. And what country is it?
It feels like Europe somewhere. Like it could be London. Like it's quite cold.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to follow that scene now and follow these people that are congregating. And I want you to see them gathering now. And I want you to connect with all the energy around so that you'll be able to know, why are they gathering there?
So it feels like an execution. It feels like there's something bad that's happening.
And can you see the scene from here? Is it a male or female that's being executed?
There's females. It feels like it looks like they're about to be hanged.
So there's more than one female?
Yeah.
What's the reason for their hanging?
I feel like they're witches.
Okay. How do you feel about this when you see the scene play out in front of you?
Panicked.
Mm-hmm. Do you know any of those people that are being executed?
I feel like they're a family member or a friend.
Mm-hmm. Are you panicking for them or are you panicking for yourself?
Both.
Yeah. So tell me, do you feel that you have the intuition and the abilities to?
I feel like I'm panicking because to me they haven't done anything wrong. There's like nothing wrong, but they've been accused of doing something bad, which they haven't done.
Mm-hmm. So now what I want you to do is I want you to close that scene. And I want you to take me to the last day of that life so that we can evaluate that life just to see what you achieved and why you contracted to take on that life. So when you're ready, close that scene now and gently drift and float forward, travelling through that timeline, through that life, to the end of that life, and see that last day there, totally detached, just an observer. So tell me, how old do you feel there?
I feel old, like I say old, like I feel about 50.
Mm-hmm. So are you dying of old age or are you ill?
I don't feel ill, no.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel alone there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So what's the reason that you're alone at this time? Have you chose to be alone?
I feel like I've travelled. I can see like grass and a river, and I feel like I've travelled in horse and cart to this place, like away from everywhere, away from everyone, to like be secluded.
Mhm. So you know it's your time.
Yeah, I can just see myself like sitting there, and it looks like I'm cooking something. Like I've got water and a fire on.
Mhm. Did you travel there alone?
Yes.
So what I want you to do now is I want you to see the person you are there, knowing that this is just a body. And I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and I want you to raise your soul out of that body, just about 3 or 4 foot above the body there, so that we can now evaluate that life. And tell me, what was it that you contracted to come down and do in that life?
I feel like I was here to heal people. Like I feel like I'm
Mm-hmm.
connected to the earth. Like I've got, there's a crow, a black crow with me. And I've got quite a lot of, there's like different animals around me.
Uh-huh.
There's a horse.
So have they come around you at this time of your passing?
It feels like they're around, they're like connected to me.
Mm-hmm. So you're connected, you're spiritually connected to the animals?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's normal at this time that someone or something comes to collect you to take you home. So as I continue to talk, what I want you to do is to look around, and the more I talk, the closer and closer that someone or something will come to collect you. Feel them getting closer and closer now, until you can sense something in front of you. Describe to me what you imagine there.
It feels like a male figure, but it's a big, tall, dark shadow. But I'm not scared. Like they're like holding out their hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, take their hand. Take their hand and step forward. And what I want you to do is I want you to step into their energy. Just feel yourself getting closer and closer until you can step into that shadow and feel the energy of that shadow. And describe to me how you feel.
Calm and safe.
Mm-hmm. And you can telepathically communicate now at this level. So I want you to ask that figure now, what is the message that they have brought to you?
They've come to take me.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a heavenly energy, like an angel.
Mm-hmm. Like an angel. So what I want to do now is I want you to go with this heavenly angel and allow me to travel with you. So just feel yourself lifting away from that body and that scene now. And as you travel with this heavenly angel going up and up and up, feel all the negativity from that past life shedding from you now, allowing your soul to illuminate as you travel through time and space. And I'd like permission for this male figure to take you to your soul family, or to the place where they feel that you need to be. So go drifting and floating now, up and up and up, up through the clouds, drifting through time